Hey guys, this is Peter Seros on Nerds4Life. That's Nerds for Life with the number 4, not the F-O-U-R or F-O-R. So today we've got a massive show. Massive show as we do every single week. We've got Boruto news. The latest chapter of Boruto came out and it was amazing. Honestly, it was fantastic. We got to see some great things, especially someone that we've been just sitting there waiting in anticipation for. And I'll tell you about it in a sec. But we've also got some My Hero Academia news as well, because, you know, the latest episode is coming in a few days. So we've got some spoilers for that, as well as the manga chapter. And we got some of the latest in Dragon Ball Super news. Now, but before we get to all of that, we're going to start off with some Naruto, slash Boruto. So, Boruto, the latest chapter came out, chapter 23. It aired about 3 days ago, I think it was now, and it was fantastic. Now, unfortunately, the Boruto manga is monthly, which does make things a little frustrating at times when, you know, you're sitting there and you're just waiting in anticipation for what's coming next. But what came next was something that, I'm going to be honest, I was not expecting, and I don't think many people were expecting. Now, Boruto's Team 7, were fighting a Kara member, and we knew that this battle was going to get pretty intense, and finally, Konohamaru did something. Konohamaru has been absolutely shat on this entire series so far, but he was meant to be the next big thing. I mean, he's the future Hokage, in all fairness, and somehow, he has just been completely forgotten. He's been absolutely forgotten, and, well, not really forgotten. I suppose, yeah, he is the leader of Team 7, but honestly, he hasn't done much. I mean, he struggles against characters that he really should be able to beat. Like, for instance, the Team 7's first mission against those guys that were supposedly Junins, but let's be honest, they were probably Chunin level, if that. He struggled. He did the Rasengan and he was able to beat them, but he had nothing else apart from that. And then, obviously, he was easily beaten by the Kara the first time. I mean, he was mortally wounded by AO as well. By the way, AO was, like, what, in his 60s at this point? He was half robot. I mean, the guy should not have been as strong as what he was to beat Konohamaru. I mean, the guy showed so much potential in Naruto Shippuden and Naruto, and then to make this character the way he is. But anyway, he came up with this jutsu that looks like it's the long-lost Sarutobi jutsu that we have never seen before. As we know, a lot of the big clans in the Boruto/Naruto series all have some form of secret jutsu that the other clans don't have. For instance, the Nara have the Shadow Possession jutsu. The Uzumaki were famous for their sealing jutsus, Uchiha, Sharingan, the Hyuga, Byakugan. All of these clans have these amazing jutsus that are solely for them, but we've never known the Sarutobi jutsu. And the Sarutobi clan were one of the first clans to join Konoha, along with the Nara clan, the Uchiha, and the Senju. So it gets to the point where you wonder, how can this clan be such a prominent clan in the Naruto series and not really have one of these jutsus? And by the way, during the period in the Warring States, these guys were considered up there with the Senju and the Uchiha. They couldn't have just been basic ninjas with no secret ability. Turns out that they do have something. They're quite good at sealing jutsus. That's right. For some reason, we didn't see too much of that through Hiruzen. I mean, we did, but he technically used an Uzumaki jutsu. He didn't really use a Sarutobi jutsu when he fought against Orochimaru. He actually used an Uzumaki sealing jutsu. But it goes to show that he was quite good at sealing. And Konohamaru has a lot of seals, and said that he actually never is without a seal. Now, to me, sounds like something to do with his clan, something that he was taught to do. And if you actually looked at the center of the seal that was on his stomach, that looked like a Jinchuriki seal, but it's not. It was just a regular seal. It actually had the Sarutobi logo in the center of it. So that to me indicates that this is a specific jutsu for the Sarutobi clan. Furthermore, Boruto awakened his seal for the first time, his cursed mark that he got from defeating the Outsi clan during the manga and in the Boruto movie. Well, that's the period of time that the episodes are in right now, but, we haven't gotten to that just yet in the animation. But we know that he's done it in the manga, and it's fantastic to see that he's finally utilizing that power, and the two together were able to, defeat the Kara members in kind of defeat them. They didn't really put an end to their danger, but they did momentarily show them that, hey, these guys mean business. Now, after the battle had ended, there was a bit of an aftermath. There were a few injuries from civilians nearby, and one of those civilians was someone that we've been waiting for quite some time. Now, if you guys recall, at the start of Boruto, the first chapters of Boruto and the first episode of Boruto, literally in the first opening seconds, we saw an adult Boruto, or a 16-year-old Boruto Uzumaki, versing someone called Kawaki. And now this is the character that we finally got to see make a manga appearance in chapter 23. Right at the end, we got to see a young Kawaki. Now, Kawaki is the character that supposedly kills Naruto in the future, and also has the same curse marks as Boruto. That means he must have killed an Outsuki member. He had to have done it. There's no other way he could have obtained these seals, from what we know of. There's no other way we know of that he could have obtained these marks. So this puts Kawaki in an interesting position at the moment, because at the moment he is quite injured. It looks like he was in a fight of his own, and he's unconscious, right at the hands of Team 7. Now, we know that he survives. He survives because he appears in the future, and he's the one that obviously destroyed Konoha, because the two are fighting over a devastated village in the future. But this is the origins of Kawaki and Boruto, how they first meet, how they first grow to know each other. Now, to me, I personally believe, now we don't know much about it, but we can assume that chapter 24 of Boruto is going to showcase the beginnings of Kawaki, how he got to know the Konoha clan, village, and probably why he hated the village to the point where he wanted to see it destroyed. Now, the theory is that I have, conjured up, as well as some other people that I have researched on both Reddit and some other publications such as the Anime Scrolls, is that Kawaki could already be a Kara member, but due to his injuries, could possibly have amnesia. Now, this would make total sense, honestly, because Boruto knows Kawaki. It looked like they knew each other at a personal level, not just as, I know who you are and you are my enemy. It looked like they were past friends in those opening scenes of Boruto. And to me, that means the amnesia might kind of make him a different person, where Naruto might take him under his wing, in the sense that he might be allowed to stay in the village. I mean, he's a young boy. He looks like he's about 10, 12 years old. He's a young boy, and it looks like Naruto might do that. I mean, he did that for the Uchiha Shin clones. They were just brought into a bad situation, and he gave them a home. And why wouldn't he do this for Kawaki? And then there's the other question. If he did do that for Kawaki, who trained him? Clearly, for him to be able to defeat Naruto, he must have been trained by some high-level ninja. Now, I doubt that it's going to be Sasuke. I really doubt that it's going to be Sasuke, because Sasuke is the type of character that he's not as forgiving as Naruto. He sees danger and he likes to eliminate it. Yes, he's gotten better. He's not, what he was in Naruto Shippuden, but he still is that sort of character. I mean, we got to see that with his pretty much slaughtering the White Zetsu without trying to even talk to them, and he was sort of merciful when it came to the Uchiha Shin clones, but at the same time not really merciful at the same as well. Like, the guy is a little bit more strict, and I don't think he would take Kawaki under his wing, especially if he thinks that he's got something to do with Kara. But someone like Naruto would try to reform the young boy, and I believe that Naruto will be the one that takes him under his wing, which would probably piss off Boruto, considering he's been trying to get Naruto's attention this whole time, and then, doesn't, some random boy that he finds in the streets. So, I mean, that could be where the rivalry comes from. This could be the opening chapter of the next Hashirama Senju, Uchiha Madara, Naruto Uzumaki, Uchiha Sasuke rivalry. This could be it, right? This is the Boruto Kawaki rivalry beginning in chapter 24 of Boruto. Personally, I can't wait for it. I think that this is going to be the most exciting chapter that we have seen. The Boruto manga has been amazing. I have to admit, I'm not a fan of the ninja tools. I'm really not a fan of the ninja tools. I think that it's ruining the shinobi world, in my personal opinion. But overall, the manga's been fantastic. The anime has been kind of ordinary, I have to admit. But the manga's been really good, and it hasn't been disappointing at all. So it's going to be great to see chapter 24 released. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait roughly 29 days until we get to see this chapter, because it comes out at the end of this month. So that's going to be a little disappointing, but you know what? When it finally gets here, it's going to totally be worth it. Now, coming up is My Hero Academia news, and Haley from Nerds4Life will also be joining me for the chat. You're listening to Nerds4Life for those who are tuning in right now. On the phone, I have Haley from Nerds4Life. How are you, Haley?
Yeah, not too bad. How are you, Pete?
Yeah, not bad. Thanks for joining me this morning.
You're welcome.
So, My Hero Academia. Now, you've watched the episode, the latest one, the one where the League of Villains decided to, well, destroy that training camp.
Yeah, it was a really great episode.
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic to see, unusual fighter fighting Midoriya. Now, Midoriya, we got to see 1,000, he got to use his 1,000%. I didn't even know that was possible. I just assumed it got to 100 and then it just sort of stopped. But he used his 1,000% of his, his quirk. This kind of raises the question, can he get to 1,000,000%, by the way, do you think? Yes.
It's, it's your average power scaling. It's definitely possible, but it fits into the philosophy of the whole show, which is, going beyond the, possibilities, plus ultra, etc.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that makes sense in a way, but this character that he fought, I mean, he was pretty cool. I mean, he was just like a big, buff, muscly dude, and that just continued to get buffer. Yeah,
Muscular is definitely one of the better villains that you've seen on the show, because he provides not just like a emotional threat to Midoriya, but also like this physical one as well. And it's great to see like that kind of challenge play off. That Midoriya has to really push past his limits to kind of defeat this guy.
Now, for someone that hasn't read the manga, well, I've read the last few chapters, but someone that hasn't read this arc in the manga, right? This guy, now before you spoil it for me, this guy looked a little bit like Bakuyo, didn't he?
Yeah, a little, but I can confirm there's no relation, don't worry.
You don't think so? Because I'm going to be honest, the My Hero Academia anime world, not the manga world, have been raving that this guy is his long-lost brother. Maybe that's why he's so angry all the time. It could be even his father, because, he's significantly older. We haven't seen any of Bakuyo's origins just yet. We haven't in the anime anyway. So, I mean, there's a chance that this could be why he's so angry all the time and why he wants to be the best, because he wants to defeat, that family member. I mean, it's an interesting theory, don't you think?
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting theory, and I guess it's one of those ways that the author could have, gone. But as we've seen with the anime so far, it's stuck pretty closely to its manga counterpart. So I don't know if we'll see much more of Muscular past this point. Sadly, because like Katsuki gets his in this coming arc that we're approaching. Katsuki actually gets some of his backstory revealed. So
right. Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I've missed this arc in the manga. That's also, I'm just sort of speculating myself.
It's all good. We'll definitely go back and reread it. It's a fantastic arc. It leads into this leads into the I won't spoil too much, but leads into the next arc, which eventually we get to see what are essentially two titans face off at the end, which is an amazing battle to see as well. And hopefully, we'll be able to see that one animated as well by the end of this season.
Well, this season was highly anticipated, and there's a reason for it. It looks like it's going to be the most exciting season of My Hero Academia to date. Now, as you said, it's hugged quite close to the manga. Now, as the shows progress in popularity, they usually sort of slip away from that, where they throw in some filler episodes or filler seasons. Naruto was quite well known for that. If you actually watched the original Naruto series, there wasn't that much filler in the early days. It got through the arcs pretty quickly with very little filler, and then towards the end of there was a couple of episodes here and there. I mean, there always is, but right at the end, then there was just 80 episodes of filler before Naruto Shippuden started. So what I'm hoping is that the popularity of My Hero Academia is reaching the level of a Naruto in the early days. Do you think that it might sort of do that in the future?
Potentially. I mean, there's always a chance that this season of Hero Aka doesn't stop production, and it just keeps going until, you know, they catch up to the manga. And normally that's what happens when they catch up to the current, like, manga arc and stuff. They'll start doing filler to kind of fill in the gaps between there. So, you know, it's definitely possible that we'll see that, because Hero Aka is definitely jumping up in popularity to the point where it's one of the top shonen shows of this decade anyway. So, you know, yeah, it's definitely possible we might start seeing some filler. As they're like, well, we need to kind of slow down here. We need to kind of give us a break, give the author a chance to, like, you know, write more chapters, do more stuff. So, yeah, it's definitely a possibility we might see some filler in the future. Not just yet, maybe, but because these kind of arcs, I believe the current arcs were done a little while ago. So shouldn't have to worry too much about filler just yet, but it's definitely a possibility.
I'd just hate to see the 80 episode filler. That was bad. Like, I'm gonna be honest. I love Naruto. I loved it to bits, but at the same time, I had to power through those 80 episodes.
Oh yeah, it's man. The Naruto filler is something else. To be honest, it's boy.
I have to admit, some of it was good. So, like, hopefully the My Hero Academia filler would be alright, but on the majority, it wasn't great.
No, it was pretty. There were some highlights and there were some real low points.
Of course.
Luckily, you know, we're not in the ballpark for any low points in Hero Aka just yet. This arc of the manga is full of, or the show, at least, it's got to be full of memorable, amazing fights. We got to see. We got to see Spinner, who goes on to play major parts in the League of Villains. We'll see a couple other major heroes and villain fights. There's the gas villain that's coming up. There's the crazy, weird, cannibalistic dude in the fetish outfit.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him fight Todoroki and Bakugo as well.
Yeah, especially considering those two on a good day can't really stand each other at times. It's going to be interesting to watch. Them, cooperate and try to take this guy down.
What I don't understand is everyone else is sort of coughing and dying due to this smog that's poisoning them. Yet Todoroki's not even covering his face. He's just breathing it in. He's fine with it. Whatever. I'm cool.
It's pure hatred for his father is keeping him going.
That's exactly what it is. He doesn't want to look like inferior around Byakugo. He can resist the poison.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to definitely be a memorable. This is definitely going to be a memorable arc of the anime for sure, because it's full of some really amazing fights.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure we all are. Thank you, Haley, for joining me today. Coming up next is some Dragon Ball Super news. Thanks again, Haley.
No problem. Pleasure to be here.
That was the original Dragon Ball Z theme. I know that we're talking about Dragon Ball Super news, but there's something about the Dragon Ball Z theme that the original theme just gets me. I don't know what it is, but it's fantastic. It's definitely the nostalgia, though, from Cheese TV days. Now, The Tournament of Power ended, as we know. It's been a little while since we've seen a new episode of Dragon Ball Super. There hasn't been that much news coming out of the movie yet either. I mean, it's just basically that trailer that we got to see roughly a month ago. So hopefully we get to see something new soon. I know that there's a new, Dragon Ball Legends game still in the works, but Dragon Ball in general for the last couple of weeks has been pretty quiet, which is strange. It is strange. So, what we're going to do for this segment is we're going to talk about Dragon Ball's greatest fighters after the Tournament of Power. Now, before the Tournament of Power, there was a clear top 10 characters for the strongest warriors in the universe. Now, I decided, let's redo this. Let's go back and do the top 10 strongest Dragon Ball Super fighters that we know of after the Tournament of Power. Now, I'm not going to include Gods of Destructions and Angels and Kais because I'm going to be honest, it's going to be too much. It's too much. It's just going to be a list of angels, honestly. It's just going to be all the 8 angels plus Beerus and another God of Destruction. So, obviously the Grand Priest too. So it's going to be a pointless, and then Xeno. Actually, to be honest, this is going to be pretty pointless. So we're going to go only mortal fighters. These are going to be characters that aren't either Gods of Destruction, Kais, or really angels either. So, number 10. Now, number 10 could have been a lot of characters. It could have been a lot of people such as Frieza. It could have been Gohan. It could have been Kale from Universe 6. It could have been Daispei from Universe 11. It could have been Goku Black. It could have even been Omega Shenron or even Oob. Yes, I'm counting GT in this list. But the character that I feel is number 10, the 10th strongest character that we know of in the Dragon Ball world right now is Future Trunks. Now, Future Trunks, I mean, think about it. The guy has his Rage form, which is essentially a combination of his Ascended Super Saiyan transformation and Super Saiyan Blue. The guy's accessing God Kai and he's mixed it with an Ascended Super Saiyan form. Pretty freaking strong. And then he's got a sword that's essentially a spirit bomb. I don't know how he got that sword, but that's not the point. The point is he has all these abilities. Honestly, he had to be number 10. He had to be number 10. And that's just the way it is, honestly. I don't care what you think. Now, number 9 is Hit. Hit was third. Hit was third before the Tournament of Power. And he's gone down to 9. His time skip's fantastic. And yes, he is a little stronger in the manga. He showed us a new technique as well. He is a tricky character and still is probably Universe 6's greatest unfused warrior, but overall, he's number 9 on the list. Then you've got the God of Destruction in training, Toppo. Now, yes, he can pretty much fuse his body with Destruction Kai, which, yes, would be incredibly deadly in a battle where he can kill. Tournament of Power he couldn't kill, but he was still not strong enough to beat Vegeta. He was taken out by Vegeta, and Vegeta isn't even the strongest character. So, and by the way, because Toppo is sort of not a God of Destruction, he can be on this list. So Toppo is at number 8. Then you've got number 7, and that's, well, the guy that defeated Toppo in the Tournament of Power, Vegeta. Now, Vegeta was able to master Super Saiyan Blue, and even found a form beyond it, which is essentially his Ascended Saiyan form where he, called himself Super Vegeta, mixed with Super Saiyan Blue. Pretty awesome transformation that we haven't got to see too much of, but it's actually a form where he has even technically surpassed Goku, as Goku can't really access Ultra Instinct at will. Then number 6 is Universe 6's Fused Warrior, the fusion of Kale and Kefla. Literally one of the most OP characters in the entire Tournament of Power. She had to be taken out by Goku's, unmastered Ultra Instinct, and honestly, she was OP as shit. So it'd be great to see her more when Dragon Ball Super returns. Then number 5 is a character that's probably going to surprise you a little bit. Number 5 is Jiren. Yes, the Universe 11 Pride Trooper, the guy that has surpassed Gods of Destructions, is at number 5. That goes to show how strong the next 4 are. Obviously, Goku. Come on, he mastered Ultra Instinct and he actually beat Jiren. In reality, he beat Jiren, but, he didn't understand the time limit, and the fact that his body couldn't sustain Ultra Instinct just yet was the reason why he didn't finish Jiren off. But overall, he is much stronger than Jiren. Then you've got number 3. Now, because we're doing fusions, we're going to add this one, Gogeta. Now, Gogeta is essentially Vegeta and Goku fused together. So he's got all the techniques of Vegeta and Goku, plus Super Saiyan 4 as well. So we haven't seen too much of Super Saiyan 4 and obviously, Dragon Ball Super as GT's non-canon. But, Gogeta's Super Saiyan 4 is a pretty OP character, but due to his time limit, he can't be any higher as, honestly, the second he transforms, he reduces his time that he can be a warrior by quite a bit. Then you got Fuse Zamasu at number 2. I mean, yes, he's technically a Kai. Yes, he's immortal, but he's also a Kai in training, just like Toppo. And, well, I mean, the guy was still erased, so is he really immortal? I don't know. And he's essentially an angel at this point when he fuses with Goku Black, which is the fusion of Zamasu and Goku. So yes, there's 2 Zamasus and Goku in this fusion, so it's kind of messed up, but it's a pretty OP transformation. And yeah, he should be number 2. And then number 1, come on, honestly, you probably thought about it. It was Vegeta. Vegeta doesn't have as much of a time limit as Gogeta, and he was able to completely destroy Fuse Zamasu, so it makes sense that he is at number 1. So, if you want to see more about the top 10 Dragon Ball Super Fighters of all time, make sure to check it out at nerds4life.com. That's nerds, the number 4, the word life.com. And you can read more in depth about why I believe they are the top 10 Dragon Ball Super characters. Also, check out spoilers for tonight's episode of Boruto and anything else you want to see in anime. All will be on nerds4life.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all of those socials. And until next week, I will be off. Enjoy the rest of your week, guys, and see you then.